And it's like I could go with these really fancy brands and combine these things to make this optimal sports drink, but if they don't like the flavors, then they're not going to have it, and then there's no point anyway. So okay, so we're doing this or that with this little video, just because there's a lot of misconception around these two things, and so I just want to clear some things up. So this weekend coming up, whenever you're watching this, got quarterfinals on Saturday, and are my team going to be receiving this, or they're going to be receiving this? Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Okay, so jump into it real quickly. Both considered sports drink-esque, I guess. Now, the quick breakdown is the Powerade. We've got 43 grams of carbs or sugar. We've got 217 grams of sodium, and we've got 68 grams of magnesium. It's written down on this nice piece of paper because this is just a drink bottle, but it represents the same thing. Now we've got a very typical electrolyte sachet, which is super common these days, which is concerning. But here we've got 800 milligrams of sodium, 100 milligrams of magnesium, 200 milligrams of potassium, 50 milligrams of vitamin C, and 0 grams of sugar. So the perception is this one is going to be better for you because it doesn't contain sugar, but in actual fact, because we're playing rugby and we're athletes, we need the sugar, we need the carbs, and for me, the most important thing is going to be fuel, because I have a good amount of trust that there's a certain element of sodium which the guys already get in their diet. I will be offering this pre-game, and also maybe 1 or 2 bottles will have some of this in, but this is not going to be the primary driver of fluid that I'm going to be delivering. We're going to be using Powerade, not specifically Powerade for any reason, just because this is a sports drink which contains sugar, which is the most important thing that we're needing. If the fuel crashes, the fuel runs out, we're in a lot of trouble. So we're going to be using this for that exact reason, and that's like a really important thing to take into consideration, is that if you are choosing a sports drink, yes, this one contains a little bit of nasties with the manufacturing, it being a commercial product and that sort of stuff, but the main purpose, what is the main purpose of the product? So the main purpose of what we need, the function, is for fuel. This one offers it, this one does not, and then so this is the decision. Yeah, and then so something to be a little bit aware of if you are gonna, combine these two things. This already has over 200 milligrams of sodium in it already, so you're getting something. Then you've got the diet. Now, if you're gonna chuck this inside here, the thing that you have to be aware of is now you're going to really, really increase your chances of having gut disruption with the amount of molecules that your gut is going to have to deal with. It's called osmolality, I think that's how you pronounce it. Dealing with whatever the sugar state of this is with high sodium, you're asking for a little bit of trouble. If you are going to look to create your own little makeshift sports drink, what I recommend is using something like maltodextrin. The benefit of this is has very, very low osmolality, which means that you can have a lot more in your gut before there's any disruption. Whereas if you have something like a traditional glucose, the osmolality tends to be a lot higher. And then when you combine it with sodium, this is getting very technical, maybe this is its own video, you're asking for trouble. So recommendation was, if you want to combine this with maltodextrin, then you're in a pretty good spot. But for the sake of ease of use, we just get the tub of Powerade. I think you need to do maybe 3 scoops of that to make up a bottle, and then we're at a good level, which is the guys know the flavor, which is also another point. Sorry, this video is stringing on a little bit, but it's quite fun to talk about. That's the other point, is I've actually tried a couple of these like different little sachets, different brands, and a couple of the guys like them, some of them don't. It's a little bit hit and miss. Whereas when I go to the traditional Powerade or Gatorade, they like it, they're used to it. and then they're more likely to have more of it. So that's also a big point. Is like I could go with these really fancy brands and combine these things to make this optimal sports drink, but if they don't like the flavors, then they're not going to have it, and then there's no point anyway. So I've tried a bit throughout the season, different combinations of things, different flavors, and now that we've reached quarterfinals, we did this last week and there's really good uptake, is that we've just gone back to traditional Powerade. We went through more bottles than we have ever done before this last week, with familiar flavor, familiar taste, and also a familiar sight. Just knowing this, seeing this, there's trust there, and so they take a lot more, and then therefore more energy. There's enough sodium in it to be sufficient, and yeah, I'm happy with what's being ticked off. So have a think about, there's a lot to go through, how you want to design your sports day, but most importantly, understand, are you fueling or are you replenishing electrolytes? Don't mistake this one as fuel, because it is not fuel. But yeah, there's a lot there, a lot to decipher, but good luck out there, train hard, play hard, all the best.